Hello, everyone. A very good evening to you all. Welcome to day 25th. I hope all of you are already meditating at home, and I hope you are enjoying the experience of meditation. I do hope that that some of you are joining us for the first time today, and if so, please inform us about it in the chat box. You can send a message to the help desk, and we will make sure you are taken to a breakout room where you will get the assistance you need. And for those of you who have been joining us for a while but do not yet have a mentor, we strongly recommend you to get in touch with a mentor, because that will really help you in your spiritual ascent. You can ask your questions, you can share your experiences, you can learn from those who have meditating already for a few years, and this will make your journey much smoother. And we also have a good news for all the parents out there. We have started this meditation program for children. It is mainly dedicated to teenagers, ages from 11 to 18, and it starts every evening at 8:45 p.m. Eastern time. The program lasts for half an hour because they may not be able to focus as much as we can. So if you want your children to join, make sure they join in at 8:30 p.m. every evening. And I can tell you from my experience, I've been a teenager who grew up having this knowledge of meditation, and it has helped me so much. Yesterday we spoke about the right side, and we focused on how to clear and how to balance our right side, and also we focused on how to surrender, on how to allow the divine power to work out everything in our life. Today we are going to talk about the first energy center, about the Mooladhara chakra, and we will learn how we can cleanse this center and how we can awaken the qualities which are tremendous. And this center is so important because it is really the foundation of our spiritual growth. So for this, we have some very amazing leads with us today. And I would like to welcome Nitin. He is lead number 1 for today. And he has been practicing Sahaj Yoga meditation for many years, and he has so much to share with all of us. Hello, Nitin. Good evening. Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, Nitin. How are you doing?
Very good.
So, Nitin, we would love to know a little bit about you. What would you like to share with us today?
Well, as you said, I did start Sahaj Yoga a long time back. And the way I learned Sahaj Yoga is listening to Shri Mataji's talks and applying what she said in my daily life. So that was one of the ways I learned, and it was very, very enriching experience to apply Sahaj Yoga in daily life. So I hope everybody could do that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nitin. And we also have with us today Nika. She's joining us, I believe, for the 3rd time, if I'm not wrong, during the series, right?
Yes. Yeah. Hi, Kalawati.
Hi, Nika. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, thanks. You
Good
guys?
to have you with us today. So, Nika, what would you like to share with us about yourself?
Okay. So, yeah, I thought about it. And one thing I can share is that by profession, I am art historian. So I studied history of art. And that's something that, in Sahaja Yoga, I started looking very differently at art. It was mainly, my studies were around visual art. And now I can share that since you've been all practicing and you experienced thoughtless state, you can try and see some of your favorite art pieces. And if they have vibrations, they might even trigger thoughtless state for you. They might even bring you to a place where you can meditate. They have this power. If a person who created that was realized soul, that they'll have a power to bring you in thoughtless state. They'll like in meditation. So you can enjoy art on a different level, we could say, on a spiritual level.
That's so beautiful, Nika. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thanks, Kalawati.
All right, and the artist of the day is Neil. We're very happy to have you with us today, Neil. How are you doing?
Doing great. Good to see you again, and thanks for having me.
Sure. So, Neil, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, about your instrument, and about the music you play?
Yeah, so I've been meditating for the last 25 years. I started in 1997 in London, and I'm originally from London, England. I came to the US. I mean, living in California, in the Bay Area. Came to US in 2003, and I live and work here, and I meditate every day, as we all do. And I'm going to be playing some music for you tonight on the bansuri, which is a bamboo flute.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, hope you enjoy it later on.
Thank you, Neil. All right, we are going to take a 1 minute break for us to prepare for futsal, and then we'll start again in 1 minute.
You're on mute.
Good evening, everybody. So today we are starting the next phase of learning about the chakras. And as we already heard before, that we've covered the 3 channels of energy. And until now, in the first phase of the 21 days, we have received a self-realization. We have felt something, a cool breeze, maybe some tingling, heat, whatever it was. And even some of us may not have felt anything else completely. But the next phase in this journey of self-realization is to establish our self-realization. So Shri Mataji has sprouted the seed for us, but to nurture it and build it up into a beautiful tree, we have to work towards it. So that's our responsibility now, to work towards establishing our realization. So now the question comes, how do we establish our realization? So we have seen earlier how the subtle system is, if we can bring up the chart. So we have the 7 chakras, 3 channels of energy, which you must have seen many times. So this is the basic mechanism that has been established through this evolutionary process, which exists in all of us. So what do we do with this system and how do we connect with this? So the Kundalini awakening that we had has given us that connection or that awareness on our central nervous system. So once that happens, even however minute it is, if we can, because it's a subtle thing, sometimes the mind gives us a lot of doubts, but if you can work towards it, it does become very strong as we go along in establishing our realization. So these chakras are like our roots of our existence. They take care of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So the energy that we need to perform all these functions on a daily basis comes from these chakras. But before realization, we don't have the connection. So we don't know how far to go with how we're using each chakra. So what happens is, because of our movement to the left and right, they get drained or exhausted, and we're not aware of it. And when it goes beyond a certain limit, then we may develop certain physical, mental, emotional problems in us. But it takes a long time to figure that out. So what happens after self-realization is the tingling that you must have felt, the heat, the coolness, whatever it is, based on our system, wherever we are, we feel that. So once we get that awareness, that is nothing but the light of the spirit, which communicates to us through these vibrations. So that's the absolute way of knowing ourselves. Sometimes we may think, oh, I'm a very introvert, I'm an extrovert, I'm this, I'm that. People tell us what we are, we think what we are. But in Sajuga, what you do is we get this new awareness where we start to feel on our hands what we are in the real sense, without the indulgence of our mind, that is the ego and the conditioning. So what do we do with this awareness? We have to work towards establishing it. Now, you must have heard many times that the chakras are blocked or they're catching. So what do we mean by that? What do you mean a chakra is blocked or is catching? Yesterday, Shri Mataji was showing in the talk that this is how the chakra is, and when it moves to the left or right, it gets constricted. So when that constriction happens because of some impurities or imbalances that we develop in the chakra. Now, how do they develop? Just with this extreme movement that we have. So there are certain qualities in each and every energy center, the chakra. And when we move away from those qualities, or when we overindulge into it, then we start to develop problems of that. And that's why the Kundalini, for some of us, it doesn't rise very quickly. For some of us, it's very good. For some chakras, we feel the sensitivity, some we don't. All this because of the state of the chakras. So now, how do we clear these impurities or imbalances that we have? So the Kundalini is the best way, or the easiest way that Shri Mataji has given us to be able to find out what the problem is and how to work it out. So we have seen all along in these last few days and before also that we've learned about the foot soaking, the candling, the ice pack. These are the treatments that we have learned, or cleansing techniques to be able to clear the chakras. So because these chakras are made up of the physical elements like water, fire, earth, they are the same. We use those to help us cleanse it. So you may ask, oh, I used to have this before also, but how come I'm seeing an effect now? It's because of our realization. Once we have the realization, these vibrations that we're feeling that can penetrate into these elements, and they can work on the subtle now. Though they are on the gross, they can work on the subtle. There's another aspect of helping us to establish our chakras. That is the affirmations and mantras. So when we take an affirmation, it is to bring the attention, quality of that chakra, so that if there's any problem, any exhaustion, any imbalance because of our nature of how we have been operating in this day-to-day world, we have moved away from those qualities. So now to bring it back to those, our attention to those qualities, we take affirmations. So that's the purpose. So we are working on many different levels to help cleanse our chakras. So you can say that how we're using the earth element in the form of the salt or water or fire. Similarly, now these affirmations that we're going to learn and the mantras as we go along, you will see that this will help bring the attention to that chakra. So because many of the times you heard like, oh, we have to bring the attention inside, we have to do this, we have to do that. But many of us find it difficult to take the attention inside because we don't know how. So something should happen inside for us to take it. To help it, we take the help of affirmations. So today we will use those affirmations to learn about for working out on our first energy center. So coming to the first energy center, as you all have seen that we have seen the left side, the right side. So left side is past, right side is future. The center channel is the way through which the Kundalini rises and nourishes us. So whenever we see that there's a catch, as we call it, for the sake of ease, block, catch, whatever we call it, what it indicates is that the Kundalini is telling two things. One is it is stopped there. It is not able to move forward. Second thing is it's also working on that because the Kundalini knows how to work on that chakra. But to help it, we take the help of the chakra, the water, the foot soaking, or any of these treatments and the affirmations. Now, another aspect we would want to try is the photograph of Shri Mataji. Now, for example, we want to clean ourselves. Say, I have to wash my hands or take a bath. How do we do it? We need water or soap. That's how we clean ourselves. Now, if I say, how do I clean my chakras? Because it's on the subtle side now. How do we reach to the subtle? So there has to be something subtle which can go in and work out. So the vibrations that emit from Shri Mataji's photograph will help in that process, because Shri Mataji's photograph is reality because they are taken when she was there. So the vibrations that are emitted from her photograph are the same as if she was here. So many of us have tried it and worked it out where we can work on the chakras by absorbing the vibrations that are emitted from her chakras, from her photograph. So, but some of them did ask this question, oh, is it a belief system? I have to believe into her or not? A simple way to understand it is, do you believe that the water cleanses us? Even if we believe or not, the water has the innate quality to cleanse. Similarly, it doesn't matter what our belief system is. The vibrations are real that are emitted from Shri Mataji's photograph. So they work, they know its job. All you have to do is use it. Like how, if you say like, you can't just, stand in front of the water and say clean. You have to use it. Similarly, we will learn today how to use Shri Mataji's photograph to cleanse us with the help of affirmations also. So this is what we're going to try today. So if you can understand this, you have to experiment in Sejuga. As I was saying earlier, Sejuga is the most practical, logical thing you can find under the sun. Sometimes it may be beyond our understanding because we're not exposed to those aspects, but if you keep an open mind like a scientist, you will be able to understand and experience what we are all saying on your own central nervous system. So now how do we use this, right? So let's come back to our, the first energy center. That's where we're going to start a journey today. So the first energy center is called the Mooladhara chakra. So it's made of two words called Moola, means roots, and Adhara means the support. So it's the support of our whole system, you can say, or the Kundalini, the triangular bone that you see where the Kundalini resides. It supports, because that's the root of our existence. So the Mooladhara chakra supports the Kundalini. So you can say it is the relationship of the mother and child. So the Kundalini is our mother, and the Mooladhara chakra, the power which governs the Mooladhara chakra, is like the child of the mother. So together, they really help. So depending on the strength of our Mooladhara chakra, you will see that more and more of the Kundalini can come up. Our progress in our spiritual ascent is much more tangible, much more faster, much more stronger. So let us learn today what this chakra entails. So as you see there, this chakra has 4 petals. And on the physical side, it controls our excretion and reproduction organs. And then on the quality side, so this chakra, the qualities of this chakra are innocence and wisdom. So many of us think being innocent is like being naive. That is a very big misconception that we have all gathered in these modern times. Innocence is the most powerful quality that we have. The whole nature is innocent, like a child. So what is this innocence we're talking about? What does it do? So innocence is one quality which is never ever destroyed. So if we can develop that quality, which is there, actually I should not say we can develop, it is there, but it is clouded with our egos and conditionings. So when this Kundalini rises and when the light of the spirit awakens, these clouds, which are this one two big balloons that we see, get deflated, then we'll see our innocence manifest. Now you may ask, oh, what do you mean manifestation of innocence or wisdom? Of course, if we have innocence, it leads to wisdom. So what this innocence does is it gives us qualities, like it has an innate way to get to the root of anything. You don't get distracted with what you see or hear. This innocence, somehow or the other, you know what is the essence of things. It could be a person, it could be a situation, or it could be anything. So by developing this chakra within us, by developing this innocence within us, we get that wisdom where even if you don't know the subject, even if you don't know the person, even if you don't know the place, you have that internal intuition, you may call it, some of us call that, because the left side gives intuition, which we must have heard earlier, and the left side starts from the Mooladhara chakra. So depending on the strength of the Mooladhara chakra, the left side can act. So people who have like all mental problems, like depression or any of those, or even on the physical side, like multiple sclerosis, or simple problems like constipation, on the physical side. So many problems that we face on a day-to-day basis can be eliminated or worked out once we establish this energy center. So this is what is the purpose of this, that to maintain this eternal quality of innocence within us. And wisdom follows from it. You will just exactly know what we should do, what we should not do. Because this chakra also gives us or develops in us very automatically all those relationships which are very moral, which are very healthy, nourishing. It doesn't go towards perversion of things. That's another quality. Because this chakra acts like a brake. Many of us, we have heard yesterday and even before that, oh, I can't really stop my thoughts. I'm so right-sided. This is happening. You just know that it's like in the car, the acceleration is going on all the time, but there's no way to brake, control the brake. So this Mooladhara chakra acts like a brake. So that's how we will be able to slow down our movement. Our right side movement also can be slowed down by establishing this chakra. So a few ways how we can establish this chakra. One is if we can sit down and meditate on the grass with our hand, how we clear the left side and left hand towards Shri Mataji's photograph. That's one way. And when we're walking, we can look at the Mother Earth. That also helps a lot. But these are the other things that you can do when you're, in a day, on a day-to-day basis when you're not meditating. But now we will see how we can clear it, because foot soaking is one of the very good techniques to clear the lower three chakras, as you must have heard earlier also. And for Mooladhara chakra, it really helps. So we will try to do that now and see how. So as I said earlier, the qualities of the Mooladhara chakra are innocence and wisdom. So today we'll work on this aspect of innocence. And as I said, we will also try to experience and experiment to see how we can use Shri Mataji's photograph to be able to awaken this or strengthen this chakra within us. So as I said, when we are working on this, we will put our hands. I hope everybody already has a picture. If you don't have, please try to get it. And now you can try it by putting your hands towards the screen before we start the foot soak. So we put our left hand. So one thing I just want to say is, because we'll be working on this particular chakra today, I just want to say it so that when we start, you're not confused or you're not thinking, what am I doing? So we know how we clear the left side. We put our left hand out. So today we will put it out, put towards Shri Mataji and ask, say the affirmations. And you put the right hand towards Mother Earth. So that's how we clear the left side, right? For the right side, we put our right hand towards the photograph and left hand towards the sky, right? So that we are clear about. So for the Mooladhara chakra, as you know, every chakra has both left, right, and center. So for that, clearing the left side, we'll put our left hand towards the photograph, right hand towards Mother Earth. And when we're clearing the right side of the chakra, we'll put the right hand towards Shri Mataji's photograph and left hand towards Mother Earth. Because the chakras, as you must have seen earlier, this is the place of the Mooladhara chakra, there's the heel of our palm. So basically you're putting it towards the Mother Earth because the element of this chakra is the Mother Earth. That's why we're trying to. If you were sitting on the ground, you would be actually touching Mother Earth. So that's why we do that. So that's the only thing, little different when we are clearing the Mooladhara. For all other chakras, we can put our left or right hand on that chakra when we do it. Because this chakra is at the base of the spine, we use the help of Mother Earth to do that. All right. So let's begin with our foot soak. So we will first raise a Kundalini and take a Bandhan. So as everybody knows, we put our left hand towards palm facing us and right hand going around. 1, 2, 3. Take a bandhan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put our attention on top of our head when we do this. 6 and 7. So you can look at Shri Mataji's picture. or if you feel like closing your eyes, that is also fine. But the main point in Sage Yoga is more than the actions, it's the attention. So please pay attention to your attention. All right. All these are to help the attention more than anything else. So now we will vibrate the water, as we say. So whatever little we are feeling in our hands, please don't doubt it. All right. So with this, we give like a clockwise movement on the water with the desire that this water should be vibrated with these vibrations so that it can absorb all the subtle problems or the problems at the level of the chakras into the water. Okay, let's put our feet in there. So always we begin by clearing our left side because that's the side of a desire. Without a pure desire, there's no action. So let's start with the clearing of the left side. So left hand towards Shri Mataji. As I said earlier, let us try taking the help of Shri Mataji's photograph to cleanse ourselves today. So left hand on our lap, because when we are pointing our fingers towards the photograph, the fingertips, which have the nerve endings for the chakras also, and that's how we absorb the vibrations. So here, we can say Shri Mataji or Mother, whichever makes you comfortable. As I said, let us have an open mind when we try this. So we can say, Shri Mataji, please clear my left side through Mother Earth. Now, this is an affirmation. So you're expressing your desire through this. You can say this a few times in your heart. Shri Mataji, Mother, please clear my left side through Mother Earth. Let us bring back our right hand, left hand towards the sky. Here we clear the right side with the affirmation. Shri Mataji, please clear my right side through the ether. If it helps your attention, we can look at Shri Mataji's photograph. The red dot on her forehead helps our attention. So you can look at that also. Shri Mataji, please clear my right side through the ether. Shri Mataji, please cool down my right side. Please remove all the excessive heat in my right side. Let us bring down our hand. Now let us try to take our attention to the base of our spine. If you want, you can take your hand just to touch it where the base of the spine is, so you know where you can put the attention. That is our Mooladhara chakra. First, we will clear the left side of that chakra. As we said, the quality of this chakra is innocence. So we will try to awaken this quality within us with this affirmation. So for this, we put again, the right hand towards Mother Earth, the left hand, Shri Mataji. And here, let us say this affirmation. Shri Mataji, please make me innocent. Mother, please make me innocent. You can say this affirmation a few times in your heart so that your attention can go to your Mooladhara chakra. We have to learn to connect to our Kundalini within ourselves. And let us bring back our hand, right hand back on our lap. And the left hand, let's face towards Mother Earth. Now we'll try to work on the right side of this chakra. The right side of this chakra helps to remove or destroy any problems that are within us. Anything that is against this innocence, which is nothing but evil. Anything against innocence is evil. So here we can say an affirmation. Shri Mataji, please destroy any evil tendencies within me. Mother, please destroy anything that is evil within me, that is against my pure innocence. We can say this within our heart a few times and see how we feel. Let us bring back our hand, both hands in our lap, attention at the base of our spine, the Mooladhara Chakra. For some of us, you may actually feel the coolness at the base of the spine. For the affirmation for the centered Mooladhara Chakra is, Shri Mataji, I am innocent. Shri Mataji, I am innocent. Shri Mataji, I am innocent. Please remove all the tendencies, all thoughts, all desires that are against my innocence within me. Please awaken the innocence within me, which is eternal. Now let us take our attention along the spine to the top of our head. So if possible, move your attention slowly along the center channel. You can also use your right hand to help it. And take it to the top of the head. And leave your attention at the top of the head now. Now let's remain in this state and listen to Shri Mataji's talk on this chakra, on this aspect of innocence. And it will be followed by a recital from Neil. So let us not disturb our attention. We can slowly rinse our feet and listen to the talk of Shri Mataji. We can put our hands open like this. As I said, these words which have power act on our chakras. So when we listen to Shri Mataji's talks, they have an effect on our chakras. So you can try and see if you can experience that also, like many of us have experienced.
Now if you say, we can develop innocence, mother, you cannot. Do not get involved. Develop innocence, mother, you cannot. Which is the way to become innocent? In Sahaja Yoga, we have a proper method how we can become innocent. It happens through our thoughtless awareness. If you are in the state of thoughtless awareness, then what happens? You do not react. You do not get involved into wrong things. You do not get involved into any discussions, arguments, but you just watch, and the innocence within you rises beautifully like a lotus, rises out of a dirty pond. So whatever may be the circumstances, when you are in thoughtless awareness, you do not react. That is the sign of innocence. And people who do not react keep young. They will never show their age. They keep young. Because to react is not a very good thing, which makes you get involved into another person. But if you don't react, if you are just watching, you are a witness, then you don't get involved into anything. You are away from it. And that's how your innocence grows and you get very confident. I've read a story about a Chinese king who went to a saint and asked him that he wants some boon from him. What? He said, I want my son to be developed into a person who can face all kinds of people. Whatever people may do, he should be able to face them. So, all right, you leave your son with me. So, when the argument started, when the fighting started, his son was just standing straight, watching everything in thoughtless awareness. So, everybody from the arena went back. They all went away. And they couldn't stand the innocence of this boy who was very young. And the king was surprised how his son could face all of them, all their arguments, all their aggression, and all kind of horrible things they said to him. If anybody says anything to you, you should just be innocent. At that time, your power of innocence will show that this person who is trying to dominate you, to trouble you, is very much in the wrong. And the person himself might realize that I am doing all these things And this fellow, the one on whom I am trying to dominate, is not taking any note of it. So he feels very weak. He thinks he has no power to dominate a person. So this is, we have now, as Sajogis, we can get into thoughtless awareness. Try to reduce your reactions. Reaction to anything. People have such funny ideas about themselves that they react. Now, for example, somebody showed me those carpets. I started watching. I was very happy. And they told me all the Swajoginis have made this with their hands so beautifully. It was really so joyful to know that they have done it. But if I was a very normal person, I would have said, oh my God, what a color, what a thing, and like that. So whatever they have done, I can't even enjoy that. One thing is the enjoyment is lost. For a child, enjoyment is complete. Whatever he says, he makes a joyful thing out of it. You look at children. I've seen children, they find anything, they make a toy out of it. The other day we had gone to Genoa and I saw there were big blockades kept there. Some children came from somewhere, they just climbed on that and made horses out of them and were enjoying them. You see, they find anything, any space, they make a joyful thing for them, a play for them. For them, life is also a play, just a thing of enjoyment. And they make you also enjoy everything. If you are not in a good mood, they'll come and behave in such a manner that you'll have to come round and become a very simple, natural person. So to see a simple, natural person, we always say, they are like children. Means they do not understand the cunning. They do not understand the stupidity of the people and they live in their own world of innocence. In the same way, all the Sahajogis have to develop that aura around them. Let people see you, how innocent you are, how sweet you are. No arguments, no quarreling, no fighting is needed. It is just the inner satisfaction of thoughtless awareness. Many people say, Mother, we cannot become thoughtless. Why? Why can't you become thoughtless? Because all the time, whatever you see, you want to react. If you gradually start stopping reaction, introspect yourself, see for yourself. If you are all the time trying to react, tell your mind to behave itself. If there's any reaction, you just don't say anything. Keep quiet. Gradually, you will be amazed and surprised how you become thoughtlessly aware. How beautiful you become, and everybody who sees you will know that you are something different. You are not like the normal person. But the normal reaction of human beings is that if there's a quarrel going on, say, on the street, everybody will join in the quarrel. They like to fight. They want to be part and parcel of that quarrel or fight or whatever it is. They don't want to get out of it. At that time, if you just have your innocence, that will act. I told you, innocence is the spirit, and spirit is the innocence, which cannot be destroyed by that. The fact is that it cannot be destroyed by anything, and it can be re-established through surgery. You might have been a very aggressive person. You might have been a very unhappy person. You might have been a person who is all the time disturbing others, maybe. But after Sahaja Yoga, you can make your personality so sweet and beautiful that not only you can enjoy, but others can also enjoy.
So please continue to meditate and keep your attention at the top of your head. And I'm going to play a raga. This raga is called Rag Jog. It's actually a midnight raga. And ragas are very effective in maintaining our state of meditation and keeping us in that state of meditation. So just continue to meditate and enjoy, and hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Neil. This was really incredible as always.
Thank you.
So we'll continue our meditation. And if we can please have Shri Mataji's photo on the screen also, for whoever is maybe has very busy thoughts coming, or even seeing some colors when they close their eyes, you can just keep meditating with your eyes open, and you can focus on the bindi of Shri Mataji, on the red dot on her forehead in the picture. But the rest of us, we can close our eyes to bring our attention inward, and we can press on top of the head, just so we can bring our attention back to Sahasrara in case it got somewhere else. And let's start. We'll continue our meditation for the first chakra, and we'll put both our hands towards the ground, towards the Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the best way to clear this first chakra. So if you can sit on the ground, or when you sit outside on the ground, that's really helpful. But if not, no problem, just sit comfortably in the chair, hands pointing towards the ground. And here we'll simply ask, Mother, please absorb all the problems or all the imbalances of my first chakra. And we'll also ask, Mother, please, Mother Earth, please remove all the confusion in me, all that's making me confused, that I don't know what is good and what's not good for me. Remove all this confusion. Now we'll bring our hands back on the lap, palms facing up, open, with our attention still at the base of the spine on the first chakra. We'll have a short meditation on the 4 petals of the first chakra. Now the first chakra, the first petal, goes downward. And all these petals, they catch vibrations from the Sahasrara flowing through our subtle system. So the first one goes downward, and here we'll ask, Mother Kundalini, please bless me with the pure and absolute joy. Mother, please bless me with the pure and absolute joy. And when we say that, we wait a while after every blessing that we ask for to see if vibrations are becoming lighter and cooler on our hands. The second petal goes towards the left side. And here we'll ask, Mother, may all this principle of innocence in me remove all the obstacles to my spiritual ascent. May the innocence in me remove these obstacles on my spiritual journey. And here, with the left petal, again we'll ask, Mother, please bless me with the dignity and self-respect of the pure spirit. Now the third petal goes to the right side. And here we'll ask, Mother, please give me the power to surrender. And give me the wisdom to surrender. Mother, please give me pure knowledge and wisdom. Establish that in me. Establish the pure knowledge and wisdom. Now the fourth petal points upward. And here we'll ask, Mother Kundalini, please make me fearless. Establish this fearlessness in me that comes from pure wisdom. Please establish the fearlessness in me that comes from pure wisdom. And the last quality that we'll ask for on this fourth petal is, Mother, please fill each and every cell of my being with the nectar of this pure divine love that's flowing through my Sahasrara into me. Please fill every cell in my body with this pure divine love. Now bring our attention higher up. We'll take also the right hand and we'll place it on the forehead, the sixth chakra. And here we'll ask, Mother Kundalini, please come into my Agya, into my sixth center. And please remove all the thoughts that are not innocent, all the impure thoughts, all that's against innocence in my mind. Now let's press top of the head on our Sahasrara. We can slowly massage clockwise with our attention on the seventh chakra. Press really hard so the scalp's moving. Here we can from our heart, think and say thank you, dear Mother Kundalini, for this beautiful gift of self-realization, the knowledge that I have about myself, for the connection to the all-pervading power, this pure divine love. Can bring up the palm above your Sahasrara, wherever you feel the cool breeze coming out. And establish your attention there and bring your palm, like the hands, back on your lap. Keep your attention above your head. And let's stay for a few moments in silence. We can slowly open our eyes and we'll finish today's meditation by raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves into Bandhan. Very slowly, with attention, raise it once, 2 knots the second time, and 3 the last time. Now we'll make 7 bandhans, 1 for each chakra. Second one, third, for the heart, for the fifth, throat, for the sixth, in the head, and for the seventh. Right. So we'll go back to Kalawati.
Thank you so much, Nika, for this beautiful meditation. Thank you, Nitin, and thank you to Neil as well for the beautiful music. I hope all of you have enjoyed a deep state of meditation today. And tomorrow we are going to learn more about the Mother Kundalini within ourselves. So the Mother Kundalini is the pure desire within us, and we know that she rises, she nourishes us. So how can we expose ourselves completely to the blessings of the Mother Kundalini within us? So do join us together for yet another beautiful program. And we also have the website where you can find all the resources. You can find all the recorded sessions and also all the handouts and everything you need to know in order for you to meditate. And also, if you do not have yet a mentor, we strongly encourage you to get one. because it's going to really enhance your experience, and it will really help you with your spiritual ascent. You just have to let us know about it in the WhatsApp groups or here in the chat, and there is a very short form that you have to fill up, and then we'll assign you to a mentor. And for those of you who speak Spanish, let us know about it. We will assign you to a breakout room as well. And for those of you who also have, deep questions, or those of you who, who feel that they need some time with a Sahij Yogi in a breakout room, please let us know about it as well. We are going to begin now the feedback session. But if you want to be assigned to a breakout room with one of the experienced Sahij Yogis, do let us know about it. All right, so I would invite the leads of today to please be on the screen, ready to share their experience and to also interact with the seekers today. And as I always like to say, the feedback session is equally important, because this is our opportunity to exchange vibrations, to share the divine vibrations with each other, to learn and to grow together. So don't be shy, raise your hand, and definitely interact with us. All right. Hello, Victoria. Good evening to you. How are you today, Victoria? We're not able to hear you. I'm not sure. All right.
I'm gathering my energy to speak. I couldn't get my voice for a minute. It's such a profound experience. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Woo! Thank you so much. This gave me so much joy. And and I had a very, very profound experience. It was so hilarious for a minute, because I actually got very confused for a minute. The explanations of everything was so clear. And then when we started doing it, I got confused, but I felt everything. I felt the vibration so purely that even though I got very confused, I just laughed and stuck my hands out and said, Mother, please just take care of my root chakra in the most beautiful way. And I was just giggling, and it didn't matter. Everything worked out, and I just felt this energy and the cool breeze, and my hands both got cool. And I remembered, I wanted to share two experiences that I think, for me, illustrate the concept of pure innocence providing a protection from a state of joy. And then another experience where I think it was really the pure innocence providing another kind of protection that was from this fearlessness that comes from the innocence. And I'd like your perspective on it, if that's okay.
Sure, absolutely.
So these experiences both happened years ago. But the first experience was I was driving at night alone on a dark road back from bringing home a Christmas tree, and it was on the roof of my car. And I was going on this windy road, and I was really in a state of joy. And all of a sudden, this vehicle pulls around me and comes in front of me and blocks me. It's on a one-way street on this road, and totally blocks me and stops me from driving. And the driver gets out and comes to my window, and he's in a road rage. And I was in this state of pure joy, and I was so confused. I couldn't register in a way what was going on. And I actually rolled down my window, and I looked at him, and he starts screaming at me, how can I go so slow on this road? And he's raging at me. And I'm in such this state of innocence and joy. I just look at him, and it's like, I'm just confused from him. How could this be happening? And all I could do was smile at him. So I just listened to him for a minute, and then I broke into this smile. I didn't say anything. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, oh, you didn't mean anything by driving slow. You weren't trying to be mean to me. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Can I help you take your tree home? Can I help you get it off your tree, off your car? And he's apologizing to me profusely. And, and suddenly I realized that he was in a rage and now he's not. And I just say, no, that's fine. And then I drove home and I thought, oh my goodness, I was on a dark road and this guy was in this road rage and he was actually trying to attack me, and he got totally disarmed by my smile.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't enter a state of fear because I was in such a state of joy that all I could do was smile at him in confusion of like, why are you so angry? And it seemed like that was purely protective, what happened. And the other experience was I was on a public bus, and this was some years ago, and a fight broke out between two grown men, and they were shoving each other and started getting verbally violent, and then they started hitting each other on the bus. And the bus driver, everybody freezes on the bus. It's a full bus. I'm sitting there on the bus, with a passenger next to me, passengers everywhere. The driver doesn't stop the bus. The driver doesn't call them to stop. Nobody speaks. Everybody's frozen. And these two men just continue physical fighting, and they're getting closer to where I'm sitting. And they approach me with this fight. And all of a sudden, my mouth opens up and I just say, please stop. You are really scaring me.
Oh.
I said, out of this pure, innocent place, I just popped out of my mouth. I didn't even know I was going to speak. And they looked at me and they said, oh, ma'am. Oh, they both stopped. And oh, ma'am, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. We didn't mean to scare you. And they stopped fighting. And it was almost like my innocence and that speaking from this, I didn't have any fear to speak. I didn't have any thought to speak. I didn't even know I was going to speak. I just said this thing, and it was such a thing of innocence. Like, please stop, you're really scaring me. And it's almost like it helped them save face. They both stopped. Ma'am, we're so sorry. We didn't mean to scare you. It's like they were going to maybe stab each other to death. I don't know what they were going to do. And they stopped and they settled and they sat down quietly for the rest of the ride. So I thought maybe these are both examples of that pure innocence that functions in a way of protecting through the joy and protecting through the innocence of fearlessness or something. If you could comment on that.
That's very beautiful. Well, absolutely. And it's so beautiful, Victoria, that now that you have this knowledge of Sahaj Yoga, you can relate it to your past experiences, and you can clearly spot situations in which you have been so protected and in which the innocence acted as a protective shield. That's really beautiful.
So you think that's what was happening?
Oh, yeah, I totally think so. And yeah, even well, after coming to Sahaj Yoga, we do have amazing experiences, beautiful miracles, and we experience the divine protection in an amazing way. But, we can also recall past experiences from when we were not in Sahaj Yoga and when we were guided, by the divine, for sure. It's just that now we are so much more aware, and we are able to recognize it so clearly now, isn't it?
Yes, and would you say this root chakra, that the innocence is like a synonym would be this sort of purity, the state of purity?
Absolutely. I can see Neil nodding to this. So why don't you comment on this, Neil?
Yeah, it is absolutely state of purity, state of joy, spontaneity.
Can you please come closer or speak louder, Neil?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, better.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just saying it is absolutely a state of purity and also joy, spontaneity, and wisdom. And these qualities are, once we have our Kundalini awakening, as Nitin was saying, these qualities are in some people just kind of clouded over, just kind of there's a big kind of cloud over it. But when our Kundalini awakens, automatically it clears this innocence. It clears our chakras in general, but especially our Mooladhara chakra, and our quality of innocence just automatically manifests. So some people may have it, some people may not be as clouded. That chakra may not be as clouded or as covered over, like so as in your case. But in other people's cases, it might be. And when the Kundalini awakens, and automatically become clear, and our innocence manifests.
Would you say that the experience of what I've been in two situations, life kind of changing, life-threatening situations, where I went into a state of what I called radical trust. Would you say that's connected with this root chakra innocence also?
Yeah, I mean, so
A radical trust in spirit to help me through it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not the kind of I don't know what you mean by radical trust, but it's not a state of being gullible or anything like that. It's not like you just trust anybody. But I guess you have more of a tendency to trust people. Maybe you detect that that person also has innocence, and you know that those people, that you can depend on them, or you know you're not going to be, nothing bad's going to happen.
I guess I should explain. So by radical trust for me in these two life situations, one was a medical crisis I just recently went through, and the other one was realizing I had to leave my marriage. But I went into, I did everything with as much guidance as I could that I knew I had to do, and there was nothing left that I could do to fix or solve the problem. And I just felt this surrender into trusting the divine to catch me and guide the process.
Yeah. Usually, and that's the way that it goes. I've heard so many stories with people who, have been in some kind of hard situation, and they've tried everything, and they've, gone here, there, they've gone to the edges of the earth, and then suddenly they just surrender. Okay, I've done everything. I just, there's nothing else I can do. That's it. And then magically, something just works out for them. I've heard that story so many times. So anybody who's kind of connected to their spirit, and anybody who has their Kundalini awaken, I mean, maybe you probably had your Kundalini awaken before this time and you didn't know, maybe. That's because that's what it sounds like. So anybody who has this connection with their spirit, they have their connection with their divine, and then the divine kind of helps them. But it doesn't work. It doesn't really work in the way that you expect,
Right.
Usually when you just try everything and you've done everything and then you surrender, then it works.
I had worked in a Kundalini setting in 2005 and had really loved the mantras and felt like that's what I took with me more than I couldn't necessarily physically do all the Kriya, but the mantras seemed to stay with me. And I think there were some Kundalini openings in different experiences in my life. But I'm just wondering how much is fueled by the innocence of this. Is if the innocence is this purity of trust, or this purity that allows this, is that what allows the spirit to come through? Is that a root chakra thing that needs to establish so that the spirit can come through, or will the spirit kind of come through simply in other ways too?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's mostly because of your pure desire, and you have that pure desire because you're innocent. So we're not desiring this because we want to, become, like Elon Musk, or we want to, be super rich, or we want to have this really great house or anything. It's not attached to anything in particular. You might not even know why you want it, but the pure desire is just there, and then that's how the Kundalini responds. She doesn't respond to someone's ego, like, I want to, grow big muscles, or I want to be this great, political figure. It never works like that. It's only if you have your pure desire that the Kundalini awakens, and things automatically start to work out in ways which you don't think it should have worked out that way, but it does, and you end up knowing that that was the right way.
Thank you. I've always trusted the purity of my desire. That's one thing
Yeah.
I've always sort of stood in. Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
thanks for sharing your experience. That is very nice.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Very beautiful. All right, before we go ahead, I would request one of our leads today to once again share their experiences, just because it's so much to learn, really, and we have all experienced so many beautiful happenings and miracles, and sharing them is really sharing those vibrations. So, why don't we request Nitin this time to please share one of his experiences with us?
Um,
And
I was saying earlier that the way I learned Satyuga Yoga is by applying it in the day-to-day aspects of my life. And whatever Shri Mataji has said, she said we can verify. That was one of the things I remember she heard in one of her talks. So once what happened was I was in college, and the left nabi, right, the third energy center on the left side is connected to the skin. That's how it is. We were told, right? So, so what happened one day? I was at a friend's place. He was a Sejugi too, and in the morning I'm meditating, and I'm suddenly feeling this itching on my stomach on the left side. And when I see, there was a small kind of something looked like an infection. I said, "Oh, it's on the stomach on the left side." And so what I did, how we learned the candling. I took the candle and I worked on it, and I felt that there was a catch on my left middle finger. So everything matched up, So I said, okay, I could go to the doctor. It wasn't a major thing. So I just thought, let me see if this really works. So every day after meditation, I would take the candle and work on my left nabi, the third energy, left side on the finger and here. And I wanted to see, once that catch goes away, then I wanted to see what happened to this. So after 3 days, when the catch, I didn't feel it. When I saw that, I didn't have any of that infection or that thing on my skin. So it was like so logical in Satyuga that everything that happens, or all this knowledge, we can verify. So that was one of the things I experienced initially, that how to connect these chakras. So anything that we have, any problem that we have, usually is because of some problem in that chakra. And when we clear the chakra, then automatically you'll see that any problem related to that, physical, mental, emotional, you'll see that it's resolved. So I would encourage everybody to start looking at their, this new awareness they're getting, to understand them first to begin with, and also their environment through these chakras. So that's a very good way to learn and manifest and develop this awareness within us.
That's beautiful, Nitin. Thank you so much indeed. It's an amazing gift that we received, and we should definitely utilize it as much as we can, and that's how we grow in Sahaj Yoga, isn't it? Many times Shri Mataji told us that once you have got it, what you have to do is to give it, right? So when you learn how to use the divine power in your life, then you also develop the confidence that you can share this with others. And when you start doing that, the growth is tremendous, really. So a very good, beautiful advice from Nitin for all of us to try to have the experience in our day-to-day life of how the Kundalini Mother really helps us. Beautiful, Nitin. Thank you once again. All right. Hello, Happy Science.
yeah, how you doing?
We're good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It was very good session. And I have a question to Nika. Nika, she said about 4 petals of Mooladhara. as I understand, one on the left, one on the right, third one in the front, and fourth in the back, or what? Or
No,
can you repeat shortly?
Just the petals, right? Like Mooladhara is, we just had a small short meditation to awaken, to kind of address these qualities. And there's four, like how we say Sahasrara has 1,000 petals.
Yeah.
Vishuddhi 16, right? Like that. So it's a simplified way, and Mooladhara has four, and just in a sense to put attention to each of these that can bring the, like, let me explain like that. From Sahasrara, these petals catch vibrations from the all-pervading power, and then they bring it down into our central system, into our being, right? And then the same thing, like it can happen on Mooladhara, can catch these powers. And as you can see, it's like one's pointing down, one to the left, one to the right, and one to the top. Yeah. But it's not like, you would get stuck to this mechanism of it. It's just to kind of address the qualities, or I should say to bring out the strength of this chakra, so you can achieve greater cleansing a lot faster. Because this chakra is, okay, obviously it's at the base, it's the first one. Above it is Kundalini, and she's really, the first chakra is like the rock of it, When you clear this chakra, the rest really works out so much faster.
Now this third and fourth petal, what is it? Can you repeat? You said third petal and the fourth petal, qualities. Can you repeat it?
Oh, the qualities of surrender. Like the first one, the one goes down to enjoy.
First on the left. First on the left, yeah?
Down, pointing down. The first one pointing down.
It's surrender, yeah?
No, that's to catch the joy of this all-pervading power.
Okay.
Yeah. On the left side is the and then we'll have the left and the right side, but this place will be to be able to surrender these obstacles, to remove these obstacles, to our spiritual growth, to the ascent. All, as I said, because this chakra is so strong, when it's clear, it can remove all the problems of all the rest of the chakras. Because basically, if you look at it, if you know some of the qualities of the chakras, you can't really be innocent and then, not be innocent when it comes to ego, right? Like you can't be really like, if you look at little kids, right? Most of the problems that we addressed here in this meditation of all these chakras, they just don't have, right? It doesn't exist. So that's why we compare this innocence with them, because that's so easy to see, right?
Yeah, but you said only first petal.
No, that was the second one already.
Oh, second one, yeah.
Yeah.
And second. Okay.
And on the third, that goes to the right, it's the surrender of this to your Kundalini. And then the top, the one that comes up, that gives you like this, fearlessness of innocence.
Okay.
All right. And also accepts all this beautiful love of divine, right? But I didn't do it, so you like, now this is like not counterproductive because it makes your brain work too much. We want you to experience like the quality, which is mainly innocence, right? So that was just like a way, not so we don't repeat all the time the same things, right? But so it's not that important as it is, for example, to sit down on the grass outside on Mother Earth, and this quality is just awake. And I'm saying while meditating, in meditation, with your attention, feeling your Kundalini flowing, you can also put your hands down and you can experience this flow and this qualities get established by themselves, not mentally, not because you
Okay, yeah, I understand.
even ask for them, but just, you know, it's just such a beautiful feeling when you feel them. They are so soothing and they're just there, you know, you don't think about it, you don't analyze it, you just enjoy it basically, and you see it. Like, it's very nice. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. So, Sudeep,
Because I never heard like explanation in petals.
right. So you've got all of this information in the chat box. You can check it out right now. Sudeep, who is also a Sahaj Yogi, he sent all of these, the 4 petals and their qualities, so you can check them in the chat box. All right?
Okay, more into detail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now you've got a clear idea.
Excellent. Thank you, Sudeep.
All right. Thank you, Sudeep.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we go ahead, I would request again one of our leads to share another beautiful experience. And Nika, would you like to do that yourself?
Okay. Actually, it's kind of it has to do with what we just talked about, the strength, like the power of this first chakra. And I'd like to share an experience that is mine in a way. You know, it's not like it has to do with a person who attended the program and became Saja Yogi. We did a program long time back in Slovenia, where I'm from, in 2000, year 2000, and her health was really not good, and she looked to me very, very old and unhealthy. And throughout the whole program, she would cough. She had collapsed lungs, something wrong with her liver, something wrong with kidneys. I don't even know. You know, she would tell us just like a whole lot of really serious problems. But her first chakra, when we worked on her, we could feel was always very strong. And I'm not like, that was such a miracle to me to see this person in about 6 months becoming completely different person, looking not 10 but 20 years younger, not coughing anymore. It was just like, that was one thing I always carry with me, because her first chakra was truly like, it was glowing when we worked on her from her first chakra, even though the rest was somehow in a mess. She managed to work out so many things. Like, she was also so emotional when she talked. She could hardly talk. She would just go into tears or stuff like that. I'm not joking. Within half a year or less, I don't know, we didn't really, you know, pay attention that much to, you know, but just when we saw, oh my gosh, is this the same person? You know, like, even though we saw her every week, she would come regularly to programs. She would see so much, like such a big, like a proof to me how strong this first chakra is, how much power it has to work out the rest of us, like the rest of the subtle system, the rest of chakras are just following its lead. And it was really a beautiful experience. So I definitely encourage everyone to sit on the ground, to meditate in nature, to take help from Mother Earth to clear this chakra. If you can sit, hug a tree, walk on the beach, or if you can on the sand, or even a grass that has, you know, dew on, or stuff like that. Just take help from nature. It's amazing how much Mother Earth can do for our first chakra, because that's also the element of this chakra. The earth is element, and it works with it and strengthens it.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Nika. Thank you so much. What a powerful experience indeed. All right. Hello, Peter. Good evening.
How are you tonight?
We are good. Did you have a good meditation?
I did, and it was going to be a question in here. My phone's dying, so I have to be plugged in or I'm going to lose. Anyway, it's good to see you again. One of the things that Mother said in her talk was about not being emotionally connected to things, that you kind of look at it from above, almost like you were at a play is the way I take it. And if somebody tries to bait you into a negative reaction and get you all worked up, that you're above the situation and you smile and won't bite in. Did I read that correctly?
I would say so, but why don't we request Nitin to please comment on this?
Yes, Peter, but the way you framed it, that it is not like you're detached, but it doesn't mean that there is no love. That's what I wanted to clarify, the first part that you mentioned, that when we are not reacting, it doesn't mean that we are like emotionally detached, like in the sense that it's not like there's no love, right? There is love, but it's love. It's not attached love. That's what Shri Mataji meant.
Well, I know that my daughters and my ex-wife, they try to get me riled up, and I think it's almost a sense of entertainment for them, because they know that I can flip pretty easily, and I think they do that just to get off on it, which is very negative and destructive. So I'm trying not to react, and some days I do better than others. I still love my kids, but I'm realizing there's not a lot I can do for them other than pray.
So what we could do in Sage Yoga is, like, when you are starting to work on these chakra, like say for example, now you start working on your Mooladhara chakra, right? The first chakra. As it starts to strengthen, like, the power starts to strengthen this energy center, then these qualities of detachment and the non-reactiveness, all these will develop in you very spontaneously. So you don't have to worry. And it doesn't mean that, and the others will see that in you also, and that transform them. So the thing in Sage Yoga is, first you transform yourself, and that itself starts to work on your environment.
All right. Well, there's a part B to this. I really enjoy doing this, and I guess I wish I had more going on in my life that I could say I can do this every night. I'm a big hockey fan, as I mentioned to you already. And it's hard for me to pay attention at this and have the game on. So I feel like I'm drawn in two different, and I get emotional during the game. I'll yell, I'll get upset, I'll cheer. Do I always have to be so balanced all the time where I can't show any? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think I do, Peter. I would say, well, the hockey thing where you basically prioritize hockey over the evening meditation, as I understand, that's definitely a place where you can practice detachment towards hockey, because what we're talking about here is the highest. It is the highest that we can ever achieve, and we are being given this tremendous opportunity at this time. And this is for us and only for us. So don't lose it, don't miss it. So just your pure desire will spontaneously bring the detachment towards hockey, and you will feel that this is the time for meditation and nothing else is important. All right, number one. And the second thing is, it doesn't mean that you're just trying to put up that attitude in which you're detached and you don't care about what's going on. It's not that. The state of detachment actually comes when our meditation is established, and it comes spontaneously to us. It's a state in which we are above. So don't try to enforce that by simply putting up an attitude that I don't really care what's going on. I'm a yogi right now. You will become that, and it will happen to you, and you will see that it will simply not touch you. You'll just go above it.
Probably his phone died.
Probably, yeah. All right. Hopefully it was helpful to him. Okay. Let's say hello to Imelda as well. How are you doing today, Imelda?
Mute here. Oh,
You have to unmute.
stay on mute. Is all right now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. I have a question for the first speaker. I can't remember his name. The Nileshwar or something. The first man.
Nitin.
Yes, you. Did you say something about MS related to the first chakra? Did you say?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, because I have MS. I have, yes. So getting out in the grass and everything, I really can't do that. But I wanted to, if you could expand on that a little bit more. For what else can I do? I can do whatever we did tonight.
Yeah, and I understand, Imelda, that it's difficult for you to sit on the ground. From
Right.
what I spoke earlier with you. So yeah, wherever you can sit is fine. But whatever we did today, if you can, and again, I would encourage you, if you want to work on this particular chakra, right? Because the strength of this chakra can solve a lot of problems in us, you know, especially the psychosomatic problems. So if you can just do what we learned today, like, you know, clear our left and right Mooladhara, the first chakra, left and right side, by taking these affirmations and absorbing the vibrations from Shri Mataji's photograph, you know, because that you need something to help the chakra, right? To strengthen. Right. So we have to absorb the vibrations from her photograph, because that's the easiest, you know, you cannot even fathom the benefits of it. So until you try. So try that, and you see if you see any difference in your, you know, in your state, physical side also. So that's the best. And probably if you're in the breakout room, somebody can help you more with what else you can do with, you know, working on the Mooladhara chakra or on the first chakra.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I have another question then, and that is regarding humming, humming and vibration. I just noticed yesterday I was humming and I could feel vibrations through my body, particularly in my hands. Is that it just happened, or is there anything?
When you say vibrations, can you please elaborate what you felt in your hands?
I could feel like energy in my hands. Like when I put my hands towards the ground, it feels like I'm feeling energy coming up from the ground. And it felt like that without me putting my hands towards the earth.
Like, is it like a pull that you feel, or is it like a coolness or tingling or heat? What do you feel?
It's a tingling, but it was like exaggerated tingling. It was just exaggerated. It was more tingling than I felt before, but it was a good feeling.
So how we understand in Sejuga is that the communication method of these vibrations, as we call it, for lack of a word, but the tingling indicates that the Kundalini is stuck in those chakras. It is trying to pass through, trying to work on those, but it's not able to pass through. So that's when you feel the tingling. So but as you keep working on, through inside yoga, you will see that the tingling will reduce. Then probably you may feel heat, that will reduce, and then it'll turn into a cool breeze, very gentle, cool breeze. So that's how you know that your chakras have cleared out. And you'll also see, your palms, they become very smooth, very soft. All these you will see slowly. But if you're getting a tingling, heat, or like needle, pricks or numbness, any of those, anything other than coolness, you should know that the Kundalini is trying to tell you, or this energy is trying to tell you, that it is not able to cross beyond that particular chakra, say any chakra. So you have to pay attention as we go along. You'll see, like today we worked on the first chakra, right? So now you learn something, how to specifically work on that chakra, right?
Right.
Like that, we will be learning about every chakra going forward. And wherever you're feeling that intensely, then you work on that with those affirmations or whatever technique we learn for that chakra. You use that. So that's how you start to work on those chakras. And as it clears out, because the Kundalini works at a pace which is very gentle, it doesn't shock us. So that's why we need to have a little patience with ourselves to be able to, for this to manifest in us.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's very clear. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry for that. All right. So thank you so much for your question, Imelda. Looks like Peter is back. Hi, Peter. We lost you at some point.
Yeah, my phone died.
All
So
right.
I got 3%, and I wanted to call back in as soon as I had power. So
Good.
you were yelling at me, or you were reprimanding me about my hockey fix.
No, I was just advising you in a very humorous way, but of course it will happen. You will feel the strong desire, for you to not miss your evening meditation. And that doesn't mean that you will stop enjoying hockey, actually, you will still enjoy it as much, but you will also learn how to prioritize your meditation. That's all I was saying.
Well, when I started this, I thought this was 3 weeks. I didn't know this was going to be an every night occurrence.
Yeah, yeah, it is because of the desire of all the seekers basically that we continued with the intermediate session. And even when we won't have this program anymore, Peter, you may want to actually, grow more and evolve more, enjoy your spiritual ascent even more. And you may still want to continue with your foot soak and evening meditation even after that as well.
Well, again, I'm not able to foot soak, but I've been doing a little bowl with my hands.
That's
and,
wonderful.
Well, I don't know if I'm doing anything right at all. I feel kind of like foolish, but I'm doing it anyway. There's a lot of stuff I feel very foolish about. My hand in the air, like I just don't care, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. This is very different, and I'm just trying to go with it the best I can. And I'm running into just a little bit of difficulty. I was fortunate. I got to meet somebody here in Charlotte. Him and his wife were very nice to me the other day. And, everybody here has been pretty much very, very supportive and super. Now, I wound up going on YouTube the other night because I was looking for more things to watch. Because again, I'm just laying around watching TV, and I figured I might as well watch something that I'm going to learn something. And I didn't realize that there's other people that are doing meditations other than this, than this group. And I mean that by there's different types of meditations because they're talking about the Kundalini also. So was there a Kundalini thing going on before?
Okay, so Nika, would you like to answer to this?
I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, no, it's a very good question.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's a great question. No, the knowledge of Kundalini is really, really old. I think someone can correct me. I think it was Shri Adi Shankaracharya who first wrote about that.
Actually, it's very ancient.
Ancient, but it was kind of kept secret, and then in writing, like I think it's 6th century that it came, right? Like I may be wrong with these numbers, but yeah. So it's a very old knowledge, and people do claim they can raise Kundalini, but so far nobody but Shri Mataji actually managed to prove that, right? Like, so you'll see Kundalini yoga, you'll see this and that, but they don't really do that. They can't bring it up. You won't feel cool breeze coming out. And the cool breeze, it's been written about that, like before Shri Mataji. It's a well-known fact that that's one of the effects of it. There have been historically very few people who had managed to bring their Kundalini, to awaken Kundalini, right, to become realized. And usually there was like a few gurus at one time on earth, which passed only to one disciple. But it would never happen en masse. It would never happen like that. I mean, let alone over Zoom, right? It would be, people would have to, give up everything, renounce everything, give up, just focus on that, clear all the chakras, and then have their Kundalini awakened, maybe, But here what we do, we have some of our Kundalini awakened, and that enlightenment helps us clear the rest of the chakras. Okay, so we become active after experience in clearing. So it's a very big step in evolution for humanity, really, to be able to start to bring this into their awareness, that we have the chakras, that we have this subtle system, that we can be connected to the all-pervading power, and really verify that with our reason, right? Like, see that these things work. And for some people it may take some time and some not, but it's true. Just to return to that what you saw on YouTube, people claim a lot of things, like and usually you'll have to pay for most of those things, maybe not for first or two sessions, but from then on, it's business usually. So I don't know, I hope we also prove to you that that's not business what we're doing here. All volunteer work.
I don't think you guys enter it for any kind of money whatsoever.
Yeah.
I was looking for me. I like to go to sleep to meditation music, is how this started in the first place. So when I wound up looking for other kinds of, I don't really like a lot of the music you guys have played. Toward the end, like the guy tonight was pretty good, and the young lady the other night, C, whatever her name, I'm sorry. Anyway, I really enjoyed her also. So I was looking to find other things I could listen to, and then it said that you can clear your chakras listening to this music. Is that really true?
It can help you get into meditative state, absolutely. And when this music is played by a realized soul, it will carry vibrations also. So it will stimulate kind of, your Kundalini and your chakras too. There's different ragas. I mean, Neil is a lot better person to answer that play today.
Yeah, the problem is I'm playing it, so I'm not receiving it.
Not true. It flows through you.
I mean, yeah, having said that, even when I play, like even just now when I played, like before I was kind of a little bit nervous. I was seeing, like there's 181 people online. It's like a bit kind of nervous, and then I started playing, and then after I finished, then I just felt so like there was absolutely no problem in the world. My hands were like cool and breathing, and so even when I play, like I still receive the vibrations, and people have also commented that they enjoy the music and it also helped them. So there's one thing which somebody just put on the chat now, said during the meditation, Flute helped me to get in touch with my innocence, so I asked Mother Kundalini to help to clean my Mooladhara. My little finger starts wobbling. What does that mean? Please help me to know that. So that's what somebody Batu Su today asked. So I guess to answer that question, so your little finger is related to your heart chakra, So, and sometimes like, as well as the tingling sensation, which indicates that, there's the Kundalini is trying to clear that chakra. You might also feel heat, or in your case, maybe the wobbling indicates that there's some kind of blockage in the heart chakra. So, in the heart chakra, I don't know if it was the right or the left finger, but in general, the heart chakra is to do with our courageousness, love, compassion, and yeah, courageousness. Oh, you say it's on the right. Okay, so it's to do with our basically our courageousness, our courage. It's also the side of our father, which is the right side. Left side is the side of our mother. So I mean, I can't tell you specifically what is the problem, but I think just, I don't know if we kind of talked about how to clear the chakras as we
Yeah,
meditate.
how
We
to do
can,
that.
yeah. So as we meditate, and if you feel a problem on any particular chakra, so if it's on our little finger, which is the heart chakra, and we can just take our right hand and in the clockwise direction, just rotate around the heart on the right side. If you feel it on the right side, like that, just do it very slowly. And periodically just make a throwing away action with just taking this negativity and throwing it away into the earth. And so that's the basic way that we can clear our chakras. So, if it persists, then you kind of have to just kind of be a bit more intuitive, try and figure out, what, could be causing the particular problem. But I mean, don't get so hung up in, trying to figure it out. Mostly as you meditate every day and as you clear these chakras, that problem will go away.
Right. Thank you so much, Neil. And Peter, I really wanted to say that I enjoyed your innocence and your sincerity as well. And I really liked your feedback. So don't worry, these sessions are recorded as well. You can always watch them the next day and still enjoy the vibrations and hockey as well.
Well, I know that it was week 19 that I went back looking, and that was the night that my whole body vibrated during the music, and I was kind of in shock that it kind of touched me that way. So
All right, yeah.
I'm getting there, I guess. Hey, I got something wrong with my right ear again. How do I clear that?
The right ear, sure. Nitin, would you like to help us with this?
Yeah, so right ear refers to the right side of your fifth energy center, Peter. So this, when you say there's a problem, is like a pain or something, or?
Yes, it feels like it's in the inner tube of my ear. Like
right. So this chakra, this right side of the, is controlled by the right side of the fifth energy center. So say, the qualities of this chakra, as I was saying earlier, that these chakras have certain qualities. And if you go against those qualities, then we start to develop problems of that, because you're kind of going against it. So it dissipates the energy and you start developing problems. So this quality of this chakra is sweetness. So on the right side. So say if by any chance you're aggressive towards the people around you, or so sweetness is the way you can correct this chakra. So if you're sweet to the people around you, like so use a sweet language, then it starts to correct it. As we get to the fifth energy center, you can learn more about it, or we can take it offline. I can tell you more how to correct it, but that's the main reason. So this is another way to find out that, okay, this is hurting, so this is a thing. So you can work also on your right side of your throat like this by giving vibrations, and the other way, yeah, the other way, you should be clockwise. And but also the thing is, you should also try to see that you develop those qualities for those energy centers. So
wait, say that again.
We have to imbibe the qualities of that energy center. So then what happens is, then it comes to balance, and then the physical problem may actually go away.
Because I know this happened once before during the course, and someone told me about going like this, and it actually worked.
Yes. So you can do that. You are doing anti-clockwise, so do it the other way.
No, I'm doing it clockwise.
You're doing clockwise? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's a mirror image, yeah.
I'm doing the clockwise and then just toss it away, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that works. Also, you can try to see, like, the quality, as I said, is sweetness. So if you can develop that in your communication with everybody, then you can see that it has a much faster clearance, and you will not catch again also.
My oldest daughter and I had words earlier, so would that have something to do with this?
Yes, it could be.
Because I haven't really been nasty to anybody else today.
See, that's how your Kundalini tells you.
All right.
All right. Again, I don't want to manipulate everybody here. So thank you.
Not at all. We really enjoyed your feedback, Peter. Thank you. All right. Let's go ahead. Hello, Shreya. How are you doing?
Hi, Kalawati. I'm doing good. Yeah, so I had a really quick question. So sometimes I feel the coolness at the back of my hand and back of the fingertips. So what does that mean, and how do I correct it if it's not right?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. Nika, would you like to take this?
Okay, yeah, yeah. So I've heard that sometimes happen, and from the only experience I know, that Shri Mataji recommended to take vibrations from this side and bring it over, just like that. So you
Okay.
kind of work on your palm of the hands. This is one way. The other one you can also do, like Peter is doing hand soak. The same as
Oh.
we do foot soak, you can put your hands in the water. And is it both hands?
Sometimes, not simultaneously. Sometimes it's this hand, sometimes it's.
So just use lukewarm water and just hand soak when you are in meditation. That can also clear. You can also massage your hands with olive oil, like that. So, but if you use strong chemicals, so I'm doing a lot of dishes and all that stuff. So that can actually affect how you feel on your hands. So if you use strong chemicals or anything, better use gloves or stuff like that, to protect your hands. They're very valuable now. They are really the instrument to do so much, right? To give you feedback about yourself, to heal you, and to send out vibrations to the world, to people around you, to places around you, everything, right? So keep them safe. I'm kidding, but respectfully, treat them. Yeah, that's I don't know if someone knows, has any more, but that should work.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Thank you so much, Shreya.
It's not really it's nothing wrong, right?
No,
not a wrong indication, right?
No, nothing. And feeling vibrations usually is Vishuddhi, this chakra. So as this opens, we feel more. So it's nothing. Just give it time. Give it time. Enjoy. You can bring them back up, and you can do hand soak also. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Shreya. All right. Hello, Maria. Good evening to you. Maria, can you hear us? All right.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. That was wonderful. But my question is, when the guy was doing to cleaning the right and the left side, why my legs start shaking? Both.
Okay. All right. Neil, would you like to reply to this?
And we were even with the soap water.
I think sometimes when natural clearance is happening, then there may be some effects like that. There might be some shaking in your body as negativity is coming out. So that might be the reason. I don't know specifically what the reason is, but I'm guessing it should be to do with that.
Yeah, because I was shaking like crazy. I say, "Oh my God, what happened?" Like, ooh. I start with the first one like a little, and then the second meditation was so hard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and initially, because this is probably like the first time you're doing this in your life. So, I mean, there might be a lot of, stuff from the past which maybe needs initial clearing out by the Kundalini. So, as I said before, as it's clearing out, then this effect might happen.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your question, Maria.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, Kyle. How are you doing?
I am great. Good evening. And thank you for hosting, and thank you to all the leads. It was a very nice session. Neil, I really enjoyed the music. I just have one question and two comments. Nitin, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for a great concentration on the Mooladhara. So when I was clearing the right section, it felt like a balloon inflated and deflated. That's the and I've cleared that many times, but that's the first time I actually felt some type of a pressure on the right side, and I felt that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, so it's like you actually felt it on your Mooladhara, on the right side of your at the base of the spine, you're saying?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So yeah, so when your attention goes there and your Kundalini starts to work, actually the Mooladhara chakra is below your Kundalini. It's not. So when you're working on the Mooladhara, and any of those, like sometimes you may feel like a prick or a heat or anything coming out. So this is an indication that it's working out on that chakra. And once, so you know that now you felt something specific on your right Mooladhara. So you want to work on it more often, like every day, to see if you see a change. Because when you get those experiences, so when you feel a cool breeze, you know that it's worked out, right?
Right.
As I was saying earlier. So each one of us could feel differently, when the Kundalini is working on that aspect, or when we are putting attention on that chakra. So you continue to work on it, and you will see the difference every day. Because what happens is, the first time when you take attention to a chakra, you may find a different experience, and because the Kundalini is responding to your desire that you wanted to, you're working on that aspect of that chakra. So as you keep working, you'll see that as you said, you have that, like a pulsation or like something like this, inflating, deflating, as you.
Yes, right, yeah.
So it'll go away, and you'll feel a cool breeze. You'll feel a coolness on that area. So that's how you know that it has worked out. So please continue to work on it every time you meditate, right? Spend a few minutes on that also, now that you have specifically experienced something on it.
Okay, and could you repeat the two affirmations again? The one for the left and the one for the right Mooladhara. I know that the center's innocence, but
actually, left and center is the same. Innocence.
Okay.
And center is the same for this particular chakra, and the right side is basically anything evil that's working within us. Could be whatever the reason is. Sometimes it's something that we absorb from outside, something coming from our past, this life, last life, it doesn't matter, but it could be that. So when we say evil, it is anything that's against our principle of innocence. So you don't have to kind of list it out what it is, but you just say, you ask to get rid of this, because when that forces go away, then you get the strength of this energy center, this energy center, and you'll see, because this energy center has many qualities, you become very magnetic personality, you get a very good sense of direction, and you also have very good memory, and your logic logic in a human being comes from this Mooladhara chakra. So there are many aspects of this particular chakra. It's a very intricate, very complex, though it's just got 4 petals, but it's very intricate. So by working on it, you will see that a lot of problems in other chakras also can be cleared out with the strength of this chakra.
Right.
This is good to pay attention, especially when you had a very clear experience. I would suggest work on it like days and see how you feel.
Okay, I'm going to actually get back to it after this.
Yeah. So regarding the affirmations, I think probably we'll put it somewhere, or it's very simple. Say, Shri Mataji, please. On the left side, we say, Shri Mataji, please make me innocent. In the center, we say, I am innocent. Because as I said, these are affirmations, these are truths you can say in absolute fun. So that response, the Kundalini response. And on the right side, we say, Shri Mataji, please remove all the evil forces acting in me. So that's how you.
Oh, great, and thank you for the specialized on the chakra tonight. I appreciate that. And may I say, I don't know if we can or not, but may I say one comment to Peter?
Sure, please go ahead.
Hey, Peter, I just wanted to follow up with what you're talking about, and I just kind of wanted to share a little bit from my experience. So I've been doing Sahaj for about 8 months now. Prior to that, I was a cocktail of modalities. I would try all kinds of Kundalini meditations, yoga, breath of fire, all kinds of things. This is the fastest, most purest way to raise the Kundalini, and that's what I have found in my journey so far. It takes a little bit of time to develop, but everything that I have tried, I'm very glad that I found Sahaj. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
That's
Kyle,
beautiful.
thank you very much for saying that. I really do appreciate that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to take one more question. But if there are more of you who want to ask questions and who want to share, please request to be assigned to a breakout room, and you'll have plenty of time to to discuss about whatever you wish. Before we go to the next question, I would like to request Neil to please share another beautiful experience.
Oh, okay. I think the most major experience which I had was when I first got my realization. So I was in London and I had seen Shri Mataji's pictures around London, and I was kind of seeking. I was a kind of teenager at the time, or in my early 20s, and I was kind of interested in it, and I was kind of seeking. I knew that there was this thing called meditation, and it would solve problems in my life. And I had the idea that I didn't need to go outside to solve problems. That had to be something in me, some way of solving problems just from myself. So that's the general kind of perspective that I had. And I had seen Shri Mataji's pictures around London, but I hadn't planned to kind of go to any particular meeting. And then one day I was just kind of roaming around London, just doing my usual exploring, because I like to kind of explore. And I happened to be walking by the Royal Albert Hall, and it just so happened that that was just before the meeting when Shri Mataji was actually coming to give a big meeting at the Royal Albert Hall and to give the actual realization experience. And I was like, oh yeah, I recognize this poster. And then of course it was free, and I walked in, and well, kind of twist is I didn't really stay. I didn't really stay for the whole meeting. Kind of things kind of took a while to start, and I kind of like left after some time. But then throughout the year, I kind of regretted that that I didn't go. And I just made a point to myself, like, oh, definitely go the next year. So then the next year comes, and then I go to the Red Abbot Hall, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really excited that, you know, Shri Mataji's gonna come, and, you know, I've been seeing her pictures, and I'm gonna get to see her in real life. And it just so happens that that year she couldn't actually physically make it. But anyway, so they played a video from the previous year of her, you know, giving a talk and giving a realization. And so she's giving the realization, and I close my eyes, and you know, she starts going through the steps and instructing, you know, what to do. And then at some point, I don't know, the concept of time is kind of, I don't know, like what happened when, but I felt this energy coming up from the base of the spine, very, very strong. And it was like I didn't do anything to make it happen. It just started by itself. And it was coming up very, very strongly. And as it was going through each of the chakras, I could feel the qualities of those chakras. You know, sometimes when you kind of get a glimpse of how much you enjoyed a particular moment in your life, and somehow that feeling kind of flashes for a few seconds or maybe a split second or something. That sometimes happens. So this was happening like, it wasn't a split second, it was like, it was there like the whole time. And each quality of each of the chakras was, I was feeling it as the Kundalini was going through, and it's going through very slowly and very strongly. I was thinking, like, what's happening? Like, is this, I'm not controlling this? And then I started like feeling like I wanted to cry, and then the next minute felt like I wanted to laugh. You know, it's kind of like all these emotions kind of coming in and out as the Kundalini was rising up. And then eventually, Kundalini slowly came to the top of the head, and it just felt like there was some kind of explosion, like something cracked open. And then I was just in this, I don't know where I was, but it was very peaceful. I don't know how much time went by. And it was just like the most deepest experience I've ever had in my life. It was better than any kind of vacation, any kind of promotion, any kind of, you know, material thing that you could never get. So yeah, that was my experience. And then I just remember leaving the Royal Albert Hall after a few hours, and then catching the last bus. And then I kind of remember just like whatever conditionings I had, like whatever like part of my ego was there, it was gone, but it was slowly just coming back. And I was like disappointed. I don't know, like I'm going back to my normal self. And then I kind of went back to, I was like, oh, I'm coming back to normal. I was kind of regretting it. But then I think the whole point of the experience is that one is that the Kundalini like has its own agenda for your life, so she can give you that experience whenever she wants. It's up to her. It's not like you can just request it and you can, you know, get it whenever you want. And then the second thing is that you have to kind of work for it. So, you know, I've seen the potential, I've seen like what it can be, and I have to kind of clear myself, clear my chakras, and actually deserve it so that I can get it again. So yeah, that's my experience. And
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful, Neil. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
A lot to learn from your experience. All right, we'll go ahead with the last question of today before we meditate for a little while and before we close the session. Hello, Bina. How are you doing?
Sorry. I'm doing good, thank you. And I wanted to say special thanks to Nitin and Neil. It was amazing, amazing. Like all the sessions are good, there is no way, like you can say, but it was something special today. Maybe the energy, the environment, the way you brought it, everything, it's really balanced out very well. I have a question, like we all are divine energies, right? So how does our energy get tainted or polluted, and how we have to balance our chakras? And does we balance every time? Like, sometimes, you are so light, like you feel like running, dancing, screaming the way Neil was explaining this thing. And sometimes you're so heavy and you don't know whether it is inside the house or what your thoughts are coming up from where, because you're aware of it now that, like you should be always in that state, present state of mind. So I have a question like, how does it get really, like when we are pure energy, how do we get polluted or whatever it is?
Sure. So Nitin already is there. He wants to comment on this.
So, Binaji, I'll give you an example, an analogy, right? So, Sejuga is a very natural thing. So you see it around everywhere. It's nothing, separate from what the universe is, because this whole creation is Sejuga. It started from the day its creation started. So it's not like 1970. On that day, we just Shmaji opened the Sastra. So as a very simple analogy, you cook, right, every day.
Yes.
So you take a clean pot and cook it, but after that you have to clean it, right? So in the process of our going out into the world, what happens is we are not able to maintain that state when we are out, doing our chores every day. So it's not that the energy gets tainted, but the chakras get affected. So what happens is now, as I was, why does the chakra get affected? Because as long as it's in the center, there's no problem. When you move to the left or the right. So according to Sejuga, in this whole world, there are only two kinds of problems: left side problems, right side problems. There's no other problems on this earth. So if you can correct your left side on an individual basis or on a collective basis, we can correct all the problems in this world. So maybe it could be physical or political, economic, anything. Any problem comes because of the movement to the left or the right. So when we are interacting in our day-to-day life, at work or with family, friends, or anywhere we go, what's happening is we are moving either to the left or the right. So that's when we get drained. That's why you were saying like you feel heavy sometimes, because maybe in the environment you went was vibrationally challenging. So, you absorbed also sometimes, so that heaviness comes into you. So this is what is happening all the time. But as and when our Kundalini becomes stronger and stronger, our chakras become stronger and stronger, you will learn that even when you're outside or interacting, you're able to keep yourself, the attention in the center. So when that happens, you will start to observe that not that you're catching or you're getting this heaviness or this or that, but you actually start to impact your environment. So the environment starts to cleanse. So that's the next stage of Sejuga, as I said, Yogi. And that's the whole point of Mataji giving realization to all of us, because wherever we are supposed, we should try to aspire to, desire to reach that state, so that it's no longer like you're always worried about yourself, but now you're able to go into the society and work it out with others. So that's the point. So this is what is your practice will teach you every day, that, okay, how to keep to the balance as much as possible. You go out sometimes here and there, but that's why Shri Mataji gave us all these techniques to cleanse and to strengthen our chakras. So it's an iterative process.
So how do you know that, like, when your right side is out of balance or left side? Usually, which side is out of balance most? Left?
No, it depends on the personality. So if your left hand is very warm, hot, or anything, then you're left-sided. If your right side is, so if there's no coolness, let's put it the other way. If you're balanced, both your hands are equally cool. If it is not that, you're balanced. And any particular fingers you're feeling, tingling, heat, pricking, needle, this, that, whatever that is other than coolness, that chakra is affected. So as you'll know that today we learned about the Mooladhara chakra, which is the, you must have seen earlier too, that's the base of the palm, right?
Yeah.
So like that, depending on where you're feeling it. So this is what it is. It is the communication of your spirit with us now. Now there is a language. This is the language of the spirit that we have, that's been established after realization. So how does the spirit communicate to us? Is through these vibrations. So that's how you know that, oh, this is where I'm going off. This I'm going to the left, I'm going to the right. Earlier, that awareness wasn't there because without realization, that's not possible.
But is there any way we can, when we are going out, because we don't know what environment we are, and being maybe like,
Bandhan, you take
overactive or
bandhan. Before you leave
no,
the house,
that's
take a
what.
good bandhan.
Okay. So when we take the bandhan, it's a protection among ourselves, right?
Yes.
Because the
Yes.
way you are saying political, all these things, I wish, like, I know the world is fighting somewhere. I know it affects me, and I have stopped. I don't watch TV. I don't hear. I don't even talk about it. Even now, they're talking about some sixth wave or I don't know what
Yeah.
not.
So
And
whenever you leave your house, please take a bandhan and go because that will protect.
I try. I do it even I'm sitting in the bus or somewhere. I
Yeah.
just sitting. I just do it, because I can feel it like that
Yeah.
something.
So that's the protection. That's the protection we get. That's how, to a certain extent, you can protect yourself without being impacted by the environment.
So I think that and you are right that we have to take protection, but like like I just want to know that like Mooladhara is the main chakra. When if it is not in balance, so all other chakras can go out of balance too.
Well, as we said earlier, that this is the first chakra and it is the root. It protects.
Yeah, root is the foundation, right?
And also the power that governs this particular energy center is also, you can say, is on every other center. So establishing this, because without innocence, that's the basis of our existence. So without that, we invite many other problems. Like, for example, if I am a very scheming person, right? If I'm a very conniving person, then my Mooladhara gets affected. So you can say that, say, if you're meeting somebody and you feel something on your palm, on here, like you feel a tingle, heat, anything, you know that that person is not really, probably something, is very cunning or this or that. So that's how you can know, and you know how to protect after that. So this is how we decode the vibrations that we feel.
After doing this session for 21 days, so many instances you are going through, whatever you have done, like right and wrong and all that, how being innocent, like being pure hearted, like being transparent, like I don't carry anything in my heart, how people exploited it and used it. And you were trying to be good in that moment. You were not like, I don't expect anything in that way. You were genuinely thankful. Then afterwards, you realize that you have been, but this session taught us to forgive and forget also,
Yeah.
Mother, forgive me, Mother, please, Shri Mataji, please forgive me, please forget me. I forget everything, I forgive everyone. So,
Right.
but then realize that being innocent can be a problem too, right? That way, like if you're too innocent, people, like you, anyway, you can't become anything else. Whatever you are, you will be same person. But
No,
now,
actually, that's kind of a misconception, because if you're really innocent, when this power is awakened in us, you're very well protected. Maybe you find sometimes some people might try to cheat you or anything, but somehow at the end it works out. So that's one thing you will experience. You see, that's the thing, before realization, our understanding of many qualities and all is very limited. But now after realization, through your Kundalini, through your vibrations, you can know even more on a much subtler level. So, whom to trust. Say, for example, earlier, you would know if this person is, what kind of a person is. And, in your natural behavior, vritti, as they say, right? My pravritti is that, oh, I trust everybody.
I know, I understand.
Knowing he's a bad person, why would you want to trust them? That's naivety, right? So there's a difference between naivety and innocence. If you're innocent, now you will know, especially after realization, you'll know exactly what's the thing. So it's once this power is awakened, it's very difficult for people to,
But then realize that people, either they go out of, like many, it has happened. Like I am on this spirituality path for many, many years. I remember my daughter started doing Ted Yoga a long time back. And I was talking to her. She said, Mom, that's what I learned everything. I said, okay. And she had a photo of Mataji, right? I think she took it or she left it here. I have to check it out. So now I'm thinking, after being on this path, like I know it is happening in and around my area only, but I've never been there. The way I'm gone into deep, maybe I went through a lot of other ways, but like you are always trying, we are here to get connected to that. So automatically all those things are gone. I was talking to one-on-one in that room with senior said yogi person, like I was just thinking that how God protects you and you're getting out of it on your own. Like they are I mean, the divine energy is getting you out of here, out of that situation. So that way it's for clearing it up. I know, but still sometimes it happens. But thank you so much. It is such a deep conversation, and it's wonderful. You both, you all are wonderful. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you so much, Binaji.
Thank you.
All right. So before we conclude today's session, let us again take our attention within and enjoy the state of meditation for a few more moments. Neil, may I request you to please guide us into meditation?
So let's just slowly bring our attention into our heart. We can just take a few slow, deep breaths. We can keep our attention at the base of the spine, at the Mooladhara chakra. And what we can do is we can slowly raise our Kundalini using our right hand. So just a few inches in front of our body, at the base of our spine. We can just take our right hand and slowly raise it up through the central channel, starting from the Mooladhara, slowly through the central channel, and up to the top of our head. See if we feel any sensation on the top of our head. We can do this again from the base of the spine, slowly up through the central channel. You can observe this Kundalini energy as it rises up with our hand up to the top of the head. And we can do this again a third time, up slowly from the base of the spine. We can keep our hand here and just keep our attention at the top of the head. Just let go of any thoughts. Just observe the space in between the hand and the head. You can bring our right hand back down on the lap, our palms facing upwards. Keep our attention at the top of the head, just for 1 minute. Just see if we can be in thoughtless awareness. Now to conclude our meditation, we can raise our Kundalini as we did before, very slowly. Up to the top of the head, tie one knot. The second time. Tie 2 knots. And on the third time, you tie 3 knots. And now we can take a bandhan to protect our chakras. Starting from the left side, right hand goes over, and it goes back. We do this 7 times in total for each of the chakras. We can bring our hands together just to thank our Kundalini and thank Mother. And we can slowly open our eyes.
Thank you, Neil, for this short but very beautiful meditation. And thank you to all of you for joining us today. Tomorrow, we are going to learn more about the Kundalini Mother within ourselves. So make sure you join us tomorrow as well. I hope you all enjoyed the program. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for this beautiful, beautiful evening. Thank you so much.